Ultramine, what's up? How are you doing? And what's up, all you other beautiful people that are out there watching this wonderful show? Today, we are making some egg rolls, but rather than a traditional filling, that is like cabbage, minced meat, carrots, those type of things where you make more of an Asian flavor. We're gonna go with macaroni and cheese. And we're going with the shells because they're more succulent, Because we're probably going to add some more cheese. So to get us started, let's boil some water. Water. How not to make it mushy? Looking forward to the answer. What do you mean mushy? Like the macaroni and cheese? What do you, yeah. Uh-oh. Why my camera looking laggy like that? Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Does my camera look laggy, or is that just on OBS, guys? It doesn't say I've dropped frames, but what I'm looking at, like, it's like yeah. How does the overhead look? Overhead seems... That one seems to be fine. Oh, maybe it was just the transition going... I just had to switch back and forth again. Yeah, I think I just switched too fast. So, let's start making some egg roll wrapper dough. So I'm gonna go get some warm water. I'm gonna go get probably a 3/4 cup of warm water. So for the egg roll wrapper dough, we're actually going to do a no egg. I think whenever I do no egg, it'll make the dough a little less fluffy and give us a thinner wrapper. So it's almost like we're going to go with like a wonton wrapper skin, but use it as an egg roll wrapper and cook it like an egg roll. It'll be fine. So we are going to start with our all-purpose flour. Serves all purposes in life. And yeah, we're going to put 2 cups of this magical stuff in this magical bowl here. I have a feeling this is going to explode in my face. Not even for comedy, it's like I do not want that to happen. I hate flour messes and cornstarch messes, powdered sugar messes. I don't know what it is about it. There's actually one guy I know who has like this absolute hatred for glitter, and I kind of have that for messes that involve things like too much flour and yeah. Alright, we're gonna get our first cup of gold flour here. This isn't exactly the correct way to do it. Normally you do want to kind of pack it in there, but we're going to pour it into our cup and then pack it into our cup. It's only because I don't want to get a separate container for this flour right away, even though I should. But this isn't true baking, you know, so it doesn't really need to be perfect. I mean, this is just a pastry wrap. So that was our first cup. Here's cup number 2. So I kind of try to have this like mound over when I'm doing it this way, and then when I pack it down, it normally is like, you know. I love that the lighting just reflects right off that, so you can't really see it. You know what? You just have to trust me. Trust me, bro. That's the source. Here we go. And to compensate for not having egg in this, we're going to go with just a tiny amount of baking powder and then a tiny amount of cornstarch. By tiny amount, I mean, I would say about half of a teaspoon. This is really thinly put on there. It might actually look a lot more than that. It's really about half a teaspoon. We're going to do about the same amount with cornstarch. And then just a tiny bit of salt. Also about, I'll say about, yeah, half a teaspoon. Just gonna give that a good dry mix. And then what I like to do is kind of like what I do with like making pasta. I'll make like a crater in the middle of the mixing bowl, and then I'll fill that with the water. And I don't add all of it at once. I usually do it in about 3 batches. And then kind of mix it from the outside in, you know, into that water. and then it ends up being in like three different appearances. First, it's like crumbly little stones. After I add a little bit more water, it'll be like wet sand, like sandcastle sand. And finally, it'll be like dough right at the end. It'll all come together like without, you know, crumbling. I always like to compare it to like sandcastle sand because you got to keep it compact in order for it to stay together. But all it really takes is someone to poke it, and then it'll fall apart. A dough isn't like that, you know. A dough, it'll all form together, and you poke it, it won't all fall apart. So here we are, just a bunch of little wet-looking rocks. Create our little crater again. About half of what we have left. And here it'll become like sand, like wet sand. And I do the same thing with most kind of like flatbread natured foods, so like tortillas, flatbread. If there was still egg in this, you know, making it truly like an egg roll wrapper, it's still all the same. I think everyone has their own method. It's just this one always works for me, and it just always helps me control the moisture, like without guessing so much. Because a lot of the time, you know, you'll go just with the ingredients, say, like for example, this is just 2 cups of flour, then it's just 3/4 cups of water, you know, with that pinch of salt. The other 2 things are kind of optional. And then people will just go flour with that full amount of water. And then while they're mixing it the whole time, they're just so unsure of themselves. Like, because it's like, is it mixing right? Is there too much flour? Is there too much water? And then it's like, I feel like whenever you do it in 3 steps, it kind of takes the, you know, the anxiousness out of it. So as you can see, it comes together like sand, like, you know, sandcastle sand, but it still breaks apart, really. It's not fully together yet. So that little amount of water left over will seal the deal. Oh my gosh, I need to sit down. This is not like the best way to mix. I keep thinking I want to add a little bit more flour, but as I keep moving it around, I keep finding these like kind of dry patches of flour still in the dough, so I'm just going to keep mixing it a little bit more, that way I don't end up adding too much flour later on. But I might add just a little tiny bit more flour in this. Maybe not, actually. We'll see. We're going to go with just a tiny bit more flour. So it's like just enough to fill the bottom of this 1 cup measuring cup. So it's like just about like a tablespoon. I usually go with that a little amount at a time. We're getting there now. I don't think we need to add more flour, but I am going to add probably about a tablespoon of oil. Maybe a tablespoon and a half. Because while it is still sticky, this is about the elasticity that you wanted, and like a little bit sticks to the bowl, but more of it wants to stick to itself. So adding that little bit of oil kind of helps it make its choice, you know, makes it go, okay, do we want to stick to the bowl? Do we want to stick to the dough? Well, the oil goes, okay, we'll stick to the dough. See, I actually should have mixed it a little bit more before adding the oil, because there was like a little dry patch of flour on the bottom, but it got in there. This is our egg roll wrapper dough. We're going to let it sit while we work on other things, and then we'll roll it out, you know, later after it sits. And since it's nice and chill out here in the garage, I'm actually just going to put it off to the side, rather than really having to take it to the fridge. We are going to bring these things inside just to declutter the workspace. and their water was boiling. What I actually did was brought it inside and just used the, whatever you call it, the stove inside, just to kind of feed it along. I didn't really have to because for boiling water, that thing normally does fine, but what it does is what you're seeing right now, and it ends up just steaming like this without actually seeing like the water for some reason. I guess it's the nature of like these kind of more electrical stoves, but it's fine. It was boiling. It's boiling. How does this look on the frames? That look fine. Now, Culture Mind was asking, how am I going to keep this from being a mushy kind of filling? I mean, I am going to be adding chicken to the filling, so I think that might be an important factor here. So for this one box of macaroni and cheese, to a 2 cups of flour, worth of wrapper dough. Yeah. I don't know what I just said, but where I was going with it is, we just have one. We have one deboned, skinless chicken pie. I mean, it came with a bone in and whatnot, but I skipped that step for you because we've all seen people do this, including myself. So, what I was gonna do was sear it in a pan, and then once it's cooked, cut it into cubes, and then make that the chicken part of the filling. But in order to get more texture, I'm gonna cut it first. So basically, each one of those pieces will have more surface area to kind of create that crust, and then more crust, well, is a must, and it'll make a better texture for the filling. So here's our beautiful chicken thigh. I'm gonna get a paper towel to pat dry it and stuff. Are you saying that description for me to say, or for how you're describing it? I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be a good listener. But I don't like to lie if I don't understand. Holy moly. It wasn't even that wet. It's like... yeah. Right, but I think I still understand what you're saying. Culture Mine. Like, with macaroni and cheese being the primary filling of the entire egg roll, how is just the chicken gonna do enough, you know, for the texture? Because in most cases, adding chicken to macaroni and cheese makes it no more than just a chicken version of a hamburger helper, you know? So, I mean, even though it's still probably going to be the case, yeah, we'll dice it up first to give it more, just give it more crust overall. And actually, what we could do, especially because I just now cut it in strips like this, we'll kind of give it that kind of a stir-fry size. Ooh, and what we could do is add a little bit of cornstarch and a little bit of baking soda to kind of velvet the chicken a little bit. And then that'll give it more, it'll give it more girth, but it'll also give it more crispiness. And it'll probably help absorb a lot of the cheese out of the macaroni and cheese, so the noodles could be a little bit more, I don't want to say gummy, but it is kind of more the direction it would be going whenever you kind of take a lot of the cheese out of the macaroni. So you end up with like a, you know, a macaroni and cheese with a little bit more of a bite to it, and then our chicken. That's a little bit crispy. A tiny piece of cartilage right here. While I was inside grabbing our sodium bicarbonate, I saw our timer, and our macaroni and cheese is just about ready to come off the water. Come off the water or come off the heat? I don't know. I wonder if this is why the Food Network, they have like multiple takes. I bet people say stuff like that wrong all the time, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna just fix that real quick. Me, I don't get that option. I just have to sound like a fool. I don't know if y'all could hear it though, but I hear the timer going off inside. I'm gonna bring this inside just so I could use the strainer with the sink. Obviously, there's no sink in the garage. For now, I have that chicken to the side. We're going to be dealing with the macaroni, just because we don't want to wait on it. I think another thing that could be making your macaroni mushy, Culture Mind, is after you take it off of the heat, some people, they return it back to the pan, but this is the reason I brought it back out here. The pan is still hot. So even though it's not, even if you turn your stove off and it's not, that same boiling heat, it's still, like slow cooking it. So I often like to use a separate bowl. And it's normally the bowl that I'm actually just going to straight up eat it out of if I'm having macaroni and cheese to do all the mixing in. So we still got steam on our noodles. Where did I put the seasoning packet? Oh, it's still in the box. Perfect. Call it a seasoning packet like it's ramen. It's a cheese packet. Or evaporated cheese packet. Mmm. Apocalypse cheese. Make sure we get all that cheesy goodness. I often like to use this packet as the measuring cup for the milk. So go like this. Oh. You see that? I got a pouch of oh, great camera angle. It's if I try to tip it over, it's whatever. I think y'all get the point. Let's over-explain things. And of course the butter. Our knob of butter. Get in there, you. There you go. Let's mix like this remix that we're listening to. Now this doesn't look mushy to me at all. I mean, this is some Boston Market level cheese. Well, macaroni and cheese, but you know what I mean. Some Boston Market level cheese. And we're still going to add some more block cheese. We'll, you know, cut up into little tiny cubes. But while we have this, we're just going to put that off to the side for now, because this is going to be our filling. We also got to still deal with this stuff and el pollo. So, more helpful, yeah. We actually need a splash of water. So even though we just dried this out. I never said yours was mushy, Sland. I know. And you couldn't even call it that yet because you never saw it. But I was just giving you, I was trying to give you a tip, you know, just maybe using a separate mixing bowl instead of using that, you know, piping hot pan. Maybe that's what's ruining the texture of your mac and cheese. Because, I mean, as y'all noticed, I literally put my mac and cheese on the stove and then forgot about it for 9 minutes. I didn't do no extra stirring. You know, if anything, I gave it less attention than most people. And this looks good, man. This is good. Let's get one shell and show it off to the viewers. Look at that. Not mushy. You squeeze it and it retains its shape. It's succulent. It's holding its cheese. And my goodness, it's delicious. But yeah, I'm going to add a splash of water to this real quick. And by splash, I really meant a splash. Like, it didn't even really pool up at the bottom. It did just enough to wet the chicken. I don't know. That sounds weird, but that's what we did here. Camera angle, master. Here we go. Alright. So to this, first thing we're going to kind of mix in is our sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda. And we're going to only add probably about half of a teaspoon. Oof, that's good. This honestly might be just a tiny bit too much, but I'm not putting it back. So it's fine. So if you folks are doing this at home and if you did just a tiny bit less than that, then you're doing better than old me here. And we're gonna mix that in first before we add our cornstarch, before we add our salt, and then finally we'll add all of our seasoning. So however we're gonna add this, however we're gonna flavor this, we'll add that at the very end after we've basically started the velveting. Normally you kind of do this with beef, but I find it works okay with tenders. Doesn't really work as well with breasts, only because there's not really much fat in a breast. And I'm not really an expert on velveting, so I'm probably going to say part of this wrong, but kind of what I get out of it is it kind of separates the muscle from the fat just a little bit using, you know, the sodium bicarbonate, and then whenever I add the cornstarch fills in those gaps that are, you know, created between the fat and the muscle, and then those gaps retain more flavor because cornstarch or flour or potato starch, whatever you use, I mean, it just holds flavor. It's its nature. It's what it does. It's like a noodle. So the next step, I'm gonna go cornstarch. You could use flour, you could use, honestly, potato, whatever. Yeah, I'm letting whatever's going to spill over from the box fall right in, I don't care. Because whatever doesn't really stick to the chicken just sticks to the bowl, so it's not like having too much is going to turn this into a huge mess or anything, but that's not even a lot anyways. No! I got a little bit of cornstarch on my black pants. It's the end of the world now. But yeah, like I said, if it's not sticking to the chicken, it just sticks to the bowl, so it's not a huge deal if I have too much. So the flavor we're going to go with, we're just going to keep it simple. That way I'm not pulling out a pantry of spices. I'm literally going to just grab Cajun seasoning. That's all I'm going to throw in here. So take a gander at that. That's chicken, you know, cut up into strips with baking soda, cornstarch, and now we're gonna have Cajun. Now when I place this in a pan, I'm going to probably put on a single glove, because I want to pick up each individual piece and kind of separate it in the pan to give it more of a chance to get a sear rather than just steaming the chicken. So as y'all can already tell, the chicken's a little bit more girthy than it was, and it's got that flavor. This is all cornstarch, so I'm going to go put that inside. Alright, going over to station 2, guys. So I'm doing right now is while I'm letting the oil heat up, I'm kind of just separating them in the bowl just to make it easier on me in just a second when I start placing them in the pan. All right. And I'm just gonna do it in 2 batches. I'm not in a rush. I got nothing to do today. We just chilling. We chilling. We're gonna do 2 batches just so we can make sure this isn't mushy. I'm just. Nice. Grab the metal bowl so you can hear how crispy it is. Texture. The best part about having this set up in the garage, though, is the whole house doesn't have to smell like fried oil. Only the garage does. Okay, we're not lagging. We've got our chicken. We've got our macaroni and cheese that still has integrity. We'll give it another stir. Each noodle is still its own individual, independent noodle. It can make its own decision in life. It does not become mushy and become one noodle. As you can see, this noodle, oh. Okay, we don't have to talk about it anymore. Alright, moving to the pastry board. So let's do this whole number here. Look at that. We are now at the pastry board, where it's so clean and shiny you can see the reflection of my garage door. It's just a big hunk of marble, really. But it wasn't until I started messing with flour more that I realized this is actually very freaking useful. You try doing a lot of these flour things on a cutting board, you just make life hard on yourself. Pastry board is nice. I brought the flour inside, which is stupid of me. I was just trying to declutter the workspace. But our dough is nice and ready to go. And it's actually still really cold, which is cool. It's kind of normally what you feel like, or what it feels like when you take it out of the fridge. So keeping it out here in the garage is not a bad choice. But let me grab the flour real quick. And a rolling pin. So we're going to dust our surface with a little bit of flour. rolling. Mm. 2 cups of flour. $8 to $10 on each. I think we could get 20 egg rolls out of this, guys. What do you think? Here's the mindset. Out of each one of these 4 pieces, I'm going to take out 4 perfectly good squares and then 1 awkward piece. That 1 awkward piece will also become a sheet. The other ones are already good sheets. I don't know, I don't really have a good strategy yet as far as making these things from scratch, because they're always a little bit of a hassle. I don't hate it. But this method seems to work, because as you can see, that's 1 portion. I want to make these other 4 squares. It's like, you know, it's right there. So between each of these, a tiny dusting of flour. Eggrolls fait maison. just a tiny more than you. Senpai, welcome in. And also, Rendy Boy, I don't know if you heard me, but I did acknowledge you, but sometimes in between the cameras, I don't know where my mic is, and I don't know if I was talking into the right mic. Same thing as before. It's just odd pieces that keep it from looking like a perfect square. And then on this one, I could have cut off a little bit less, but I wouldn't have had enough dough for that last portion. That's why you saw me take just a little bit more than probably was necessary. Oh, thank you. I've had a lot of practice getting it just right. As far as the camera angles go. And the camera itself is on a hinge, but I also made this thing to kind of elevate the workstation so you get, you know, an adequate angle just for you guys. That's not good. We've lost some dough, guys. We've lost some dough. I'm not picking that dough up. This is the garage floor. It's fine. I think we might have just enough. What we can do, we're going to take a little bit off of this guy here. He'll give us some of his dough. Thanks, dough man. Maybe some of his dough in this little puffy spot. Oh no, we've limited our workspace. Can we do it? Haha, probably. Alright, so from here, look at this crispy chicken. Still our mac, definitely cooled down, which is fine, because when we start filling the egg rolls, you don't want it to be hot anyways, because that's gonna basically start cooking the inside of the egg roll, makes it all wet looking and mushy. Mushy is the word I keep using, sorry culture mind, don't take offense. But as you can see, man, this is still... We've just been letting it sit. It's good. It's good. But this chicken... Oh, I forgot my cutting board, I'm sorry. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know if I came back with anything. I just literally went inside, cleaned the cutting board, and left it on the towel. So, I mean, the chicken, maybe it's good like this. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll take each piece and cut them in half. Yeah, I think that's good distribution. Now, this is one thing I wanted to do for culture mine. Let's take this piece out. Even after it just took a lot of that cheese mixture, it still got that the texture. That's our filling. This is a spoon. We'll actually use this surface for rolling. I am back. So Eggroll, kind of put it in like a diamond shape. This one's kind of a smaller one, but I do typically like to use the smaller ones first. Let me make it a little bit bigger though. Yeah, end up like using the smaller ones because I end up using less filling, and then I end up wasting less. And then as I go on, the egg rolls end up looking better. So it's usually like the first egg rolls. Start with a small shape. Boom. It's a small egg roll, but it's an egg roll. It's the width of my fingers, so I think that's like the minimum. Usually want it probably 2 extra fingers. It's probably this, but that's fine. This is like I said, one of the smaller ones, one of the first ones. The better size right there. Dang, I meant to add more cheese to this mixture, but it's too late now, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all will forgive me. The simpler the better sometimes, right? I have cheese. Eggrolls. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's funny because you can really see the shells. They like create this bulge all over the egg roll. But also, let me show this to Culture Man. Like, it's even kind of poking through, making a really thin membrane because it's still crunchy. It still has texture. Culture Man's probably tired of hearing me talk about it. But I feel like I answered the question. I drove the point home. Culture Man's like, mute. I'll just watch now. I don't want to hear this goofball. Only hands? Oh my gosh, Saint Zadora, you're a clown. I'm doing my only hands page. Oh, be right back. Gotta go clean. All right, I got you, Saint Zador. I'll catch you later. Looking good. By the way, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Krill says, "Hello, buddy. So you are a very good player, very good learning of French, and now you are very good in cooking, or are you lacking?" I'm not good at any of those things, but I appreciate it. I'm a bad video game player. Je suis terrible avec parler français. And as far as I cook, dude, these are macaroni and cheese egg rolls. It's not exactly, you know, gourmet. We're a clown in the kitchen. But thank you. I appreciate it. That's very nice. But I can't let the compliments go to my head, or I become, or I do actually start lacking, as you'd say. Make this easier on myself. We're gonna roll on the pastry station since we made ourselves some room. I may be a little too. How are you? I'm good. I'm doing well. Just been chilling, and I really felt like cooking. I haven't done a cooking stream in a little while. So I was happy to come up with something. And this is kind of just more like a recipe of what I had out of my you know, refrigerator and cupboards. This isn't exactly like, you know, recipe you should make every day, and you know, maybe you could. I don't know what I'm really saying at this point. I don't know why I was doing that. The look of your food is different from the French one. It's a little disturbing, but it's nice to see how you make in the USA. Oh no. This is not how people cook in the USA either. This is just how clowns cook. This is clown culture. You give me something nobody else can give. I know, beautiful voice. You don't gotta tell me. This man can sing too? No way. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I stay humble. I stay humble. Come on, you can all fit in here. You can do it. Get in there, you macaroni and cheese. Don't you tear on me. Don't you tear on... Oh, it's tearing on me, mates. We're in trouble here. Our very last one is the one that betrays us. Look at that tear. That's awful. We can't have that. Bro. Bro. And glue yourself together. Pull yourself together, mate. Seriously though, this is the only one that got a big old tear in it. Why? There you go. But it gives you the desire to eat it. Go to the Voice USA with you have insane voice, sorry. This is making me hungry. I can't watch. I'm sorry, Tundra. Moving to station 2, guys, where we start the frying process. So we're gonna set this to high. And we're gonna get our pan with some oil. We're gonna bring it over half. What's up, Saint Fedora? We're about to start frying. We're just letting the oil get warm. And then we start frying. Dang! Start with this guy. Mother, father. Oh no, I'm frying these bad boys. We're frying them. Macaroni cheese egg rolls. Macaroni cheese egg rolls. Nobody else has macaroni and cheese egg rolls than me. That's a good song. I need to write that one down. Too bad these aren't gonna have that cheese pull, man. I'm so stupid. I forgot to add extra cheese. But you know what? It's fine, man. It's fine. What's up, Joka? We are making macaroni and cheese egg rolls. That is what's up. How are you doing? How are you as of late? Did this man say macaroni and cheese egg rolls? What in the 420 fever dream did this guy just come up with? It is. It is. Sorry about that. Actually went off camera to cough, and then I came back to cough some more. Sorry about that. I thought you... What's up? And shit. Water department still hasn't put in my meter yet, so still out of water. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's not fun at all. I've had to have no water before, and it's a nightmare always, honestly. When I think I've told you this story before, but I'll say it anyways. I used to live in this one apartment complex, and the unit my building was connected to was... Wow, sorry, I really already phrased that really poorly. My building was, or my unit, the whole apartment, little block of living space was connected to the washing machine building. So anytime people broke the washing machines and clogged it, and they had to do maintenance on it, they would shut off the water for that unit. It was always our unit. And it happened all the time because everybody in the entire apartment complex came to this one spot for to do their laundry. So we were always, yeah, getting messed over by that. It was no fun. So I do know what that's like. But what I was about to do was make a dipping sauce. And I wasn't sure what kind of dipping sauce I wanted, so we've got ranch and we have salsa. And I was literally just going to mix them both. And I think that would be perfectly fine. Been out of water for like 3 or 4 weeks, yeah. Actually, we'll put the salsa in first, just because it's runny. I guess I could have already had it in this container, that's fine. And what I pictured in my head is this would turn like the color orange, and this would just be our ideal orange dipping sauce for our egg rolls. Since it's not going to be like a duck sauce like you would get at a Chinese restaurant, because honestly that sounds terrible with macaroni and cheese. I feel like this would be like a more honest substitute. Now, I mean, y'all probably noticed that the salsa was like a bit runny, and that was done on purpose, because I didn't want this to take on too much of a salsa flavor. So, it was literally like a spoonful, like this exact spoonful of salsa, and then like a dash of water. Because I basically wanted it to primarily be like a ranch, and then the salsa kind of breaks it up, so it's easier to dip with an egg roll. But we're gonna go flip those egg rolls. Salsa, it's ranch. It's ranch, guys. It's ranch. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat for a second, so I hope I answered y'all's questions indirectly. Dang, I gotta put more oil in this. It's got its crust, for sure. But I thought with the shallow fry, it would have more of a pop. And then I thought by having a little bit of oil in the dough, it would kind of help the frying travel. Yeah, I'm gonna go to max heat, honestly. I thought the max heat would be too hot, honestly. And yeah. It's fine. It's not bad. This is still, I mean, it's not like this is like oil soaked dough. It's actually fried, but it's just not, it's not as high temp as I was wanting, if that makes sense to y'all. I don't know. No, not quite, Joka. Well, no. Well, it is. I'll take that back. It is getting that golden brown. But let me show you. So I wanted to go with a shallow fry just because I hate using too much oil and just wasting it. But the gold, like what I was expecting was the crust to travel just a little bit further up the egg roll, so I'd only have to flip it once. But it looks like I'm gonna have to flip this 4 times and do like basically a box kind of shallow fry, which I didn't want to do because it takes forever, and then honestly sometimes ends up with these very oily tasting treats. But this is a neutral oil, so it's not gonna taste like, you know, a bitter olive oil kind of thing. It'll be fine, but that's what I get for being cheap. That's just my own fault. Yeah, ranch is like a it's like a I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm just sounding like I'm talking nonsense. But I guess some parts of the world maybe don't just have ranch. It's like a dill flavored cream. A dill, garlic, onion flavored cream. You're from Turkey, right, Randy? I don't know. It's similar to like yeah. It's not quite a tartar sauce, but it's close to that. This though, with just adding that bit of salsa with a little bit of water in it, it's just like a zesty ranch. That's all it really made. There's nothing crazy. This is the second batch of egg rolls that so we're just waiting on that to fry up. Yeah, Joker, I've got my little garage set up. So I play a lot of it by this. I do this. I hold my hand over heat, and I trust what skills I've developed over the years. That's really it. I don't recommend that for most. The thermometer and whatnot is usually like the best way of doing things, but all I can rely on is the caveman thermometer. It's this, the hands, the only hands. We add sour cream, mayonnaise, mustard, lemon juice, and a little sugar to the tartar sauce and eat it with cheese dishes or salty roasts. The way you described it, that is actually very similar to a ranch. And the usage is also very similar to how we use it. Like, because people will put ranch on, like, fried wings, even on pizza, salad. Like, it goes, yeah. It becomes a very universal sauce. Like, even on just potatoes, you know, like French fries. I was gonna switch to, what is it? Is this one? I gotta be like this. That works. Can y'all see that? When I do that, let me move this over here. I used to cook like that, mainly cooked by smells and sounds, but since COVID I lost a lot of my sense of smell, so I have to rely more on measurements and thermometers. That's something that would be awesome for you. You're gonna need this. Now I can see it better without having to move things around. That works. Slightly smaller. Whoa, what happened? I'm gonna do a little bit of my French practice real quick while we wait on these egg rolls to fry up. So you guys are welcome to learn alongside with me. I'm also reading what y'all are saying. So if y'all like just a second, I was just doing one thing. Yes, it also very tasty with fried potatoes. Okay, yeah. So I think your tartar sauce is very similar to our ranch. New Wave Gold Precision Induction Cooktop. Portable. I'll just look at whatever link you posted. Ooh, you know, you're probably right. I've been needing something to replace what I have, because the temperature is very, I don't know, it's inconsistent. Like, it'll sometimes be like perfect, sometimes it'll be way too freaking hot, and then other times, like right now, it's like not hot enough, and I don't really understand why. I think it's just a wattage kind of thing and how all of it's feeling. Your favorite cooking accessory? Yeah. Oh, okay. I could probably make like a wooden sheet. I've got like wooden stuff over here. I'll probably make like a wooden surface for it. Wait, 1 second. It cooks super quick, so you wouldn't have to wait long to clean and put things away. I mean, yeah, it'll just be something else I have to, like, practice the timing on. You know. Fire is pretty universally consistent, in my opinion. So, I mean, usually a big fire is hot. Small fire, not as hot. Oh, cools! Sorry. Okay. That makes more sense. I got you.
Ouest.
Assez.
Mamie. Entrée.
Est-ce que l'araignée est sortie de la maison?
Pause the music just so I can hear this. Sorry, guys.
Est-ce que l'araignée est sortie de la maison? Arrêtez. Araignée. Il est sorti sous la pluie.
Tu ne peux pas entrer ici. Entrée. Entier. Entrée.
It's way more similar to cooking with gas than electric because how quickly it cools and heats up.
Elle est sortie sous la pluie.
Well, that's good to hear.
Elle est sortie sous la pluie.
Pourquoi est-ce que je ne peux pas entrer?
Why is it that I cannot enter?
Il est sorti de la maison. Le chien est entré dans le placard. Entrée. Frère. Entrée. Entrée.
You don't want to cook with a normal electric eye again. Next stove I get is going to be induction stove top. I don't even use your stove. Very durable. Used it nearly every day since sometime in March. I really like my fire gas stove. There you go. Sorry, I don't know why I forgot English for a moment.
Faut pas entrer.
Entrée. Entrée. Une araignée est entrée chez Léa, alors elle est sortie de la maison. Elle déteste les araignées. Elle préfère rester sous la pluie.
Where is Leia right now?
Elle.
Left the house. She hates spiders. I don't know. They are weird sentences indeed, but I guess that's how they want to teach. Cat entered the house.
Le chat est Entrez. Dans la. Retournez.
Whoa.
Maison.
Fudge. Man! Alright, that's fine. Yeah. I believe so. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, there we go.
Alma. Fiu.
Ensemble.
Is this correct? Or is this the right way to learn?
Us. Us. Alma.
Az.
Lang. Egglang. Egg. Lang.
There we go. Okay.
Egg armor. Egg armor. Egg armor. A few wish on I. Few. Lang.
What? Excuse me?
Ish.
Wait.
Oh.
How will you determine the difference between a and the?
Az. Az. Egg.
I did. I saw it, Saint Zador. It was amazing.
Alma. Lány.
Az alma is a lány. Alma. És. Az alma is a lány. Egy. Lány. Az alma is a lány.
What?
Az alma is a lány. Az. Alma. És. A. Lány.
Fiú. Lány. A.
Egy. És.
Boy and the girl. C'est la langue de Hungarian. De nous amis Randy Boy. Ouch! Needed to flip the egg rolls. Oh no, it's just Hungarian Saint Isidore.
A,
Fiú. És.
a,
Lány.
a,
Lány.
és. És. Egy,
Lány.
és. Egy. Fiú. Egy.
Fiú.
És. Egy. Lány.
Cooking time, gonna bounce and say hi to Sugar and Cracker and then get started on fried chicken with mashed potatoes with gravy and slice. Oh, hey, I got you, man. Thanks for stopping by. New job, kinda, sort of. I don't know. I don't know yet. Cause I'm not. Yeah, I'll just say yeah. It's just very indefinite at the same time.
Jeanne, tu as parlé à Marie et Paul, tes deux stagiaires?
Oui, oui, je leur ai expliqué qu'il fallait faire attention avec cette cliente. Oui, je leur ai expliqué. Oui,
Paul, tes deux stagiaires? Parlé à Marie et Paul, tes deux stagiaires?
Yeah, same. I hope so too. Yeah, this one got a little bit too much, but the other side looks okay. The music. Sorry. No. I didn't mean to start the playlist over. Sa collègue, oui, il...
Tu peux prendre mon agenda, s'il te plaît? Je l'ai laissé près de mon ordinateur, sur mon bureau.
L'imprimante ne fonctionne pas. Je crois que je vais juste devoir l'utiliser.
J'ai plein de temps pour voyager, maintenant que je suis à la retraite. J'ai plein de temps pour voyager, maintenant que je suis à la retraite. J'ai plein de temps pour voyager, maintenant que je suis à la retraite. J'ai plein de temps pour voyager, maintenant que je suis à la retraite.
Close the third, okay. Alors, okay. J'ai déteste mentionner le patron. J'ai le déteste. Et toi, tu vas devoir t'ignorer que la no. No! I should have.
Cet employé n'aime vraiment pas son patron. Cet employé n'aime vraiment pas son patron.
Je respecte beaucoup mon collègue.
Nous cherchons de nouveaux employés. Si vous êtes intéressé, envoyez votre CV.
Tu as pensé à faire ta demande de bourse?
Si tu continues comme ça, elle fait des études de marketing. Elle fait des études de marketing. Elle fait des études de marketing.
That's fine. Doesn't bother me that much. I'll work on it later. Sweet. And our journey is complete, all you wonderful people. It only took us 2 hours, really. If I wasn't as distracted, yeah. A few burns here and there to that. In fact, this will be the one we eat. This one that has this big burnt mark. On one side it looks perfect, though. And that's the side we're going to look at. Ooh, I definitely hear a crunch, so we don't have to worry about a mushy texture. We definitely have chicken. And we got macaroni and cheese. I don't know why I'm picking up these crumbs. It's so weird of me. Let's not do that. Okay. Just because I don't want to have all the innards fall out, I'm flipping the egg roll over so it's the non-opened exposed side that I will put in our zesty ranch. Let's see how the zesty ranch with the egg roll is. Mmm. Oh my gosh. This is good. And there is no mushy texture, culture mine. This is good. Even this, okay, maybe we'll blame the burnt part for the crunchiness. But hold on, let's try it without the sauce. It's good. It's good! Another one, but we'll cut it in a diagonal so you can see more of the inside. Got chicken in every bite, y'all. Play no games. Mmm! So good. It's so good. This is so good, guys. Especially with the zesty ranch. Mmm. Mmm. I don't know why I feel the need to cut every one of them open for you guys. Y'all watch me fill them, so y'all know they all got chicken. Mmm. Yo, if it's Thanksgiving time for y'all, and then y'all end up getting like some leftover macaroni and cheese, maybe even some leftover turkey, chop up that turkey, put it in place of where I put the chicken, make yourself some egg roll wrappers, go to town, man, make some zesty ranch. This is good. I can eat this whole pan, y'all. This is really good. But it is missing that cheese. It don't got the cheese pull, man. It don't got the cheese pull, man. Man, my English is lacking. This food is so good, it made me stupid. Mmm. What's crazy is these are actually the ones that were made first, because I've been eating it on this side. So the ones that just came off the burner, which I'm going to actually try next. These are still hot. I think I kind of skipped the statement. These are still really hot on the inside. They retain heat pretty well. Oh man. I think my favorite part is the way the Cajun flavor on the chicken just kind of let itself go into the macaroni. Like, it's not shy. It introduced itself to the macaroni. It said, hello, we're married now. You're going to get to know me, and our kids are going to be just like us. And that's what we got. Ooh, that's like the perfect way to dip too. Cut it diagonally, so just a little bit gets inside. We've only halfway submerged the boat. God bless America. Alright guys, we'll find somebody to raid. Y'all aren't gonna sit here and watch me eat 20 egg rolls. It's not that kind of stream. In fact, I don't know where you'll get that kind of content. But I don't really think I have the face for one of those guys y'all could sit there and watch eat for a long time. Happy meal, bro. Enjoy. Thank you, Zampod. Thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna look for somebody to raid that I don't normally raid. I've been on this. Normally I like to raid all my friends. It's what I always do. But every now and then I try to find someone to make new friends. Manger avec Convoitise. You know, honestly, I looked it up to type it out, but I actually don't know how to pronounce it yet. But I know what it means, to, like, eat with pleasure. So I always know the phrases I'm typing. Dang. I guess I did stream a little longer than I thought. I wanted to raid Cow. Cow's cool. Everyone loves Cow. I think I might have missed her by like an hour or two. I've never rated a big streamer. Should I do that for the first time? Or do you think that's embarrassing? You're like, I'm just like, they'll see me and be like, what are you doing? Get out of my community with your puny stream. I don't know why they sound like a cowboy villain. Ooh, you know what? I take it back. I'm gonna raid Herringstone. Only because I don't often get to raid him, and it's because he streams like the same time I do, honestly. We both are kind of like that afternoon, start in the midday kind of thing, but that's where we're headed because I can. Thank y'all for hanging out. Hope y'all learned something. I hope this was fun. Hope y'all enjoyed the music. Hope you enjoyed watching me cook. Hope you all just enjoyed the company because I enjoyed yours. I'm gonna send y'all over to Herringstone. He's playing Chivalry. He's an absolute Chad at the game. I don't know. He's like, one comparison I like to make about Herringstone is like he's your, so like in UFC there's like this fighter named Carlos Condit. He wasn't like a champion. Okay, I'm not saying that Herringstone isn't champion caliber, so I don't want to make it seem like that, but anyways, he was every fighter's favorite fighter, but not every like unpopular fan knows about him because, you know, he wasn't like a champion and then he came from like Strike. You know what? This just sounds bad. Herringstone is every fighter's favorite fighter. He's every knight's favorite knight. We're going to his channel and whatever, man. It wasn't supposed to sound. It was supposed to sound nice, but it's how my brain works. I always compare him to Carlos Condit. But anyways, I'll see you all later. I'll probably get back on stream in a little bit and play some video games. But in the meantime, I'll be cleaning up the kitchen.
Yo, what's good, man, Dango? What up, big dog? Yo, macaroni and cheese, Eggrolls, oh hell yeah! Oh, I thought that guy was gonna come to me. What the fuck? How did I hit that guy? Yo, that sounds fucking delicious, bro. I'm excited because I'm going out for a team outing and we're going to this place and we're getting some sort of, it's like steak and cheese egg rolls, and I was like, oh, that sounds so good.
Steak and cheese egg rolls? Oh my goodness.
Anything in cheese egg rolls, like, sign me up, dude.
Yeah, man. Fried cheese is good.
You got a picture of him you can share with the class? Oh shit. No, he's got a bear!